welcome back to Daybreak on Salvation TV. And it's Business Monday today, and we are dealing with women in business. Irrespective of your gender, God has designed us and placed in us unsearchable value. So in other words, when God made man, God infused in man so much value that when man was put on the earth, man was made to deliver value to the earth. So irrespective of your gender, whether you are male or whether you are female, there is value in you. Do not sit by the sideline. Do not relegate yourself simply because of your gender. So what God has made is perfect, and whatever he has put on your inside is meant to be used. So the fact that you were born on planet Earth is an indication there is a purpose in your life that you ought to fulfill, whether as a male or whether as a female. But in our part of the globe, it seems as though women are made to be born, go to school. By the time they're done with school, they're just supposed to be in their husband's house. But if you understand that you have value on your inside, you will understand that the same value in a man is the same value in a woman. So if a man can offer value, women can offer value also. That's simply because it's only one God who has created both male and female, created he them. So if he created them male and female, it simply means in the male there is value, in the female there is value, because there is nothing that God has created that doesn't have value. So if God has made you irrespective of the fact that you're male or you're female, and he has put value on your inside, it's an indication that God wants you to deliver value on planet Earth before you leave. So the fact that you're in the space of time here on Earth is an indication that God has placed you in this time, in this age, in this generation to fulfill a purpose. So whether you are male or whether you're female, you are not born by accident. You are not made a female by accident. You are not made a male by accident. So what God did is that when he created you and placed you in time, in a time such as this on planet Earth, in this geographical location, it's an indication that he has value placed on your inside that he wants you to deliver to your geographical location and the people around you. So don't just come and be a passerby on planet Earth or be a passerby in life and time. You were made to add value. So what you do is get to work, just as the talents in the Bible, God gave them several talents. Understand your make. Understand what you were designed to do. Don't just sit at home and say, I'm a woman and I can't do anything. Of course, as a woman, you've got value, and definitely you've got something to offer. So if you look on your inside, you will understand that God has put in you talents. God has put in you giftings that he wants you to use to make your life valuable, and not just your life, but the people around you. People should be able to beat their chest and be glad that they came in contact with you simply because you are a valuable person and you deliver value. So today on Business Monday, we'll be dealing with women in business, a modern revolution. It's said that in times past, women has their place in the kitchen, but now it's a period where women are taking the forefront and they are doing incredible things, both in the kingdom of God and impacting their society also. So today we have an awesome person we're going to be talking to. She is the resource. She's our resource person today. She's Mrs. Ruth Anthony. She is the CEO of Rovi Foods. She's an event planner. She's a nutritionist. She's a caterer. She's a makeup artist. She's a wife, and she's a mother of three. So she's an embodiment of business and value. So good morning, Mrs. Ruth Anthony. You're welcome. You're welcome to Daybreak on Salvation TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Mrs. Ruth Anthony, do tell us, what do you think about the place of woman in a modern day society?
Okay, back in the day, I grew up actually seeing my mom as a stay-home mother.
Okay.
But after a while, she took up a teaching job. Then I saw her selling this, selling that, and although it wasn't as rampant as it is now for women to actually get engaged or do something, because the whole idea was stay at home, take care of the children, give them morals, instill discipline and all that. That was the so-called, in quotes, the role of the woman at home. So, okay. But I actually saw her doing things she wasn't just at the background, because most of the time my dad wasn't there. He was always working, and she was the dad and the mom who were seeing at the same time. But yes, but growing up, actually, those times has passed. That era is gone. Because in the society we find ourselves now, the economy right now, it's not what we say is encouraging for someone to just have one stream of income. Because, yes, the Bible talks about the virtuous woman, and we are the helpmates of our husbands, the man.
So you need to help.
Yeah, we need to help in one way or the other, because the expenses are quite higher than the income. So there's no need for women to start sitting, at the side. So God has really given us a lot of things inside. And you see now most women, they are there. Take care of the kids, they run around, they are involved in businesses, and they still hold the home front.
So women are multitasking.
Yes,
right now.
God has given us that grace, actually.
Wow.
God has, it's inbuilt. He has given us the strength, He has given us the grace to be able to do a lot at the same time. So this is not a time where women actually sit down, because if you look now, either a woman is a makeup artist, they're learning, they are going to get one skill or the other, learning skills, and they're just pushing. So this is actually not a time where women fold hands
and just sit
at home and just wait for the husband to go toil and bring back. Okay, what if in situations where something happens and the man is no longer there? How do you cater? How do you fend for the children? So I think it's a time now you see women actually get involved in things. I also have a white collar job.
Wow.
I do, yes. But with all the side, everything, we need all the income we can get to help.
Thank you. We're going to go on a quick break right now, and when we return, we will be expanding more on this subject matter. So do stay with us, don't go nowhere.
All you have made will praise you, O Lord. Your saints will extol you. They will tell of the glory of your kingdom and speak of your might, so that all men may know of your mighty acts. You must remain in the tabernacle of praise. Learn what it takes to offer acceptable praise in the Praise series with David Ibiomi. Winning with Praise, Part 1 to 6. Praise for enjoying His grace, Part 1 to 5. The Miracle of Power of Praise, Part 1 to 5. Praise Dimension for the Supernatural, Part 1 to 5. And so much more. To get the MP3 and DVDs, make a purchase via www.smhos.org/store. You can also call +234 703 894 5714 +234 809 521 6466.
Welcome back to Daybreak on Salvation TV, and it's Business Monday this morning, and we're dealing with women and business, a modern revolution. So, and we have a wonderful personality in the house who's none other but Mrs. Ruth Anthony, the CEO of Rovi Foods. So you're welcome back, Ma.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ma, I want you to tell us, how do you deal with balance? Okay, having to be a businesswoman at the forefront, having to also have a white-collar job, and having to manage the home together. Isn't that a really tasking issue for you to deal with as a woman? Because I know your name is almost everywhere. Yes, Rovi Foods is everywhere. And you constantly have events. And you're not just into events. You do catering also. You plan events, you do catering, you do makeup. Now it's like you have all of the socials in one. Okay, so it's like you have the social business as a skill, which is very, very tasking and always regular. And you have a white collar job which you go to, and you have a family which you're also managing. You have about how many kids do you have?
3 kids.
You have 3 kids.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. So you have 3 kids. You have a husband.
Yes.
Who sometimes you can also add as one of your children. You're taking
yes,
as your
actually,
first child.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a husband. You have 3 kids. So let's say you have 4 kids.
4
you're
kids.
dealing with one big one and 3 smaller ones that you're dealing with. So how do you manage all of them? The husband's need is different from that of the kids.
Yes,
the
true.
work needs is different from that of your business, personal business need. So how do you juggle all of these and still maintain balance?
Okay. I'm not going to say it's easy, but the truth is that if you have a good support system and understanding, you'll be able to plan yourself and manage yourself properly. Like I have a husband that understands, that supports me 100%.
Wow.
Yes.
So I think that's the source of the strength.
Yes.
The support from your husband.
Yes, from the man in my life. And he's like, he calls himself my #1 fan.
Wow.
Yes. So aside work, you know, with all the busy schedule and all that, the kids are quite grown up a bit, but they are still babies. Now, most of the time when they are like a tight job or events I have, if my husband is less busy, he stands in for me. But I make sure everything they need is made available. They don't lack anything. So I create time for my other business. But the main business at home has been taken care of. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy at all. But once you have somebody that understands, that is there to support you, you still have good workers that make things easy for you too. Yeah. So I would say I have solid hands, which I'm grateful for God to providing such people around me too. So it makes the job quite easy.
Okay, so at what point did you decide, or at what point did you discover that the cooking was going to be a business for you? At what point did you realize that, okay, I can really do events, I can really do makeup, I can really, at what point did it dawn on you that these are the area of business you can be able to handle perfectly well? Okay,
I found myself having passion for all these things, and growing up I see myself doing it for people for free.
Wow.
You understand? I was just doing it because it's something I loved doing, and it was stressless for me because it's like it comes with passion. You understand? But as of 2019, I was still working and working and working, but you see that the income, it's not coming like that. There are some things you want to do for yourself as a woman, and the man is focusing on school fees, rents, and you know, other bills, and you can't just start putting your own pressure on him, you know.
So it doesn't look like you're insensitive or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And you know, the Bible says we should still be the helpmeet too.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, you love doing these things, and you know, talking with friends. You like cooking, you like doing all these things. Now, why not just take it seriously, you know? So 2019, I got talking with my brain box. I call it my brain box, my backbone. So it was like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I was like, that's true. So 2019, I started with selling seafoods. We package it, you know, and we supply fresh. So from there, well, I don't know, I started making little adverts and all, and before you know it, madam, don't you cook? Can we place order for this? I said, well, why not? Sure. And that was how
it started.
Rovi Food started. Like, we went into the catering, we went into the event planning, everything. The makeup part of my skills was like 2010.
Okay.
I wasn't doing anything seriously minus work, so I was a bit bored. So I had to go learn the skill. I started working. I had clients, you know, but everything, you know, it's not every time the money is coming. It's not every time. But I actually settled for the food aspect because it brings more to me. It brings more to the table for me, and it gives me joy doing it. So
okay, now there are some ladies, there are some women that if you speak to them, they say, okay, I have a plan, I have a business idea, they always have, all right. But for them to actually venture into their plan, you begin to hear things like, I don't have money to start, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. Now, was money a factor in you starting your own business? Was it like, did it have to, was there any constraint? Was money actually a constraining factor to you? Or that was not even considered first?
No, it was considered first, because in anything you have to do, you have to make plans. So push whatever you want forward, and money is a major factor. But I was giving myself such an excuse. I will need to buy a very big freezer. I will need money for this, you know, purchase goods and all.
Yeah.
But my brain box will always say, just start. Start. He told me, go on social media, you know, type something. We do this, we do that. Just start. Take the first step. Then everything will start falling in place. So that mindset of a big money doesn't really matter. I seriously didn't start with the huge capital. You understand me? We keep giving ourselves excuses, but just take that bold step. Just start. My first client, immediately I put it up. Madam, can you supply me prawns? I say yes. How did I say pay before delivery?
so you actually raising the capital?
Yes, exactly. So he just sent the money, and I rushed. I got everything, arranged it, and I sent it, and that was how we started.
Wow.
Yes. So even before I started gathering my capitals to get this, to get the freezer, I had already started business.
So you didn't have to wait for money.
I didn't have to wait for money.
Because I know a lot of persons have a really serious budget. Okay, for most persons, they're like, oh, I have a very big business plan. And to begin this big business plan, I have to put this in place, I have to put that in place. I need so and so amounts of money to be able to start big. Now, your name is everywhere in Port Harcourt, and it's still expanding.
Yes.
You're big.
Yes.
Did you start this big? From your explanation, it doesn't look like you started this big.
No, I didn't. I just started from my bedroom,
so
actually.
Those excuses, people,
No.
What do you say to people that are giving excuses of giving financial excuses for them to, as a constraining factor, for them not to have started what they ought to?
Well, my own advice to them, just start. Just take that step. You can start talking to people. You sell your ideas. You can never know where that financial support will come from. You understand? In short, just take that first step. I started from my bedroom. In short, I was even lying on the bed.
Wow.
Yes. I was lying on my bed when I was talking to my brain box. I call it my brain box, so please. I was talking to my brain box.
Everyone should get a brain box.
Yes.
Get someone you can
truly,
talk
yes,
to.
get someone you can talk to. Behind every business, there is a brain and a push. Because, like you just said, we keep giving ourselves excuses. So talk to the right people. Get the right circle. There are definitely people out there that will always put that positive thought, that positive push.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they will like, when you get home, you're so restless, like you just want to do something. And I'm so lucky I have that. Until tomorrow, that push is still there. You understand? Don't relax. Don't do this. You know, just keep pushing. And even if that person is not there, I still hear the voice in my head saying, just, why not do this? Why not try this? You know? So for those people, that excuse, like if you keep creating mountains, the mountains will still be there. But just look at it as a plain ground and just take that step. To me, just take that step. Talk to somebody, sell your ideas out. Then no matter how little, you can even start saving from the little 1 naira. Like there's some posts I made on my Facebook page. Like even from granuts, you can make granite oil.
Wow.
And you start selling. Those things, you don't need huge capital for that. Like I made that post, I was like, no matter how little you have, you can make something out of it. The woman, the prophet went for the oil and the jar. I have just little to prepare, but bring it out. And you see it multiply. But when you keep hoarding, you keep that one you have, and like, oh, I'm waiting for something big. You will not break out. You will not break out. Even before I got to where I am, there's some things I don't have, but higher. Give me this, give me that. I will Can you do? Yes, that positive vibes, you need to have it. You understand? But I just believe women right now they're fighting. Yeah. They are pushing. Nobody is relaxing anymore. You see them selling bed sheets, doing this, doing that. Some started with 5,000 naira.
So as little as 5,000.
As little as 5,000 naira, you start. Just start something. Just start something.
So from all you've said this morning, I can positively put a few things together. So first, you need courage.
Yes.
To push.
Yes.
Then you need somebody you can talk to.
Yes.
So which simply means that your circle of influence determines how much or how far you're going to go.
You're going to go, that's true.
Okay, so which simply means that for us to be able to get into something, we need that positive vibe.
Yes.
We must see ourselves getting it done.
Yes.
So now, how old is your company right now?
From 2019 till date, we're like 3 years, going to 4 years.
Wow, just 3 years, and you are everywhere.
It's God's grace. And consistency.
Okay, consistency.
And consistency. You have to be relevant. You have to make the marketplace. Let them not get tired of you. You understand? That's why I said you keep pushing. You keep pushing. You have to be relevant. 247. Be innovative, be creative, look for better ways to push the business and all. So
all right, so we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we will be concluding on this interview. You've really been awesome. Thank you. So just stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Back to Daybreak on Salvation TV. We're still dealing with women in business, a modern revolution, and we still have the CEO of Rovi Foods, Mrs. Ruth Anthony.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank
Like,
you.
is that how you attract so much customers to yourself?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess so.
So I want to ask a question. Is there a difference between cooking for family and cooking to serve the public? What's the difference? Is there a change in quality? What exactly is the difference? Because I know some persons everybody understands that cooking for family is not really as tasking
Yes.
as cooking for a larger crowd.
Yes.
Because you're dealing with a larger crowd, you have mixed multitude.
True. Yeah.
So there are some things you're contemplating. Do I put this? Do I not put this? So what's actually the difference between cooking for family and cooking for a larger crowd?
There's a huge difference actually, and you just said it. So cooking for your family, you already know these people. You know what they like, you know what they don't like, and since you're the mother in charge, you know how to prep things, and you know everybody will love it. Now you're cooking for the general public. You have to be careful with a whole lot of things, like your spices, the pepper, everything has to be in a moderate proportion, because if you overspice it, you might make some people purge. Wow. And before you know, nobody's calling you again. So you just have to make everything in a very good proportion. Everything should be balanced.
So how do you actually come to that balance? Is it you're just calculating in your head? Okay, let me just.
Some cooks, we cook with our the inbuilt instinct.
Okay.
Some like most people that went to catering school and all. I actually didn't go to a catering school, so they tell you for this number of crowds you do this kind of thing ahead, that kind of quantity. But as a good cook, actually you work with your sense of sight, your sense of smell, your sense of taste. You know the sight to see this quantity would be okay. Then when you taste it and you say that, okay, this is nice, so you don't overdo or you underdo. So it's quite challenging cooking for a large number of people, because you have to sell yourself as a brand.
So your instincts come to play.
Your instinct comes to play. You know, the eyes eat before the mouth eats. So your presentation matters too. You have to make the food attractive, welcoming, appetizing. That's when people see they want to want to dive in, and you don't just make it look too good. Then when they test it,
the taste is different from the
that
looks.
kind of thing. It tastes different from the looks. Wow. So you just have to be on point. You have to be on your A game
at all times.
At all times, 2/7.
So what are the obstacles you've encountered in the business environment as a woman?
Now, the competition is quite on a high rate. Everybody is going to this one, everybody is doing this. So for you to be relevant, you have to be outstanding. Yes, you have to, don't do the normal.
Wow.
You don't do the normal. Just think, that's where your creative instinct comes in. You have to be creative. How do I present my own thing so it attracts?
In a more attractive
Yes, in a more attractive way, so you get more jobs or more clients. So because if you just remain in the level you are, you see everybody's thinking, everybody wants to be at the top. So you just need to push yourself, so you'll be relevant in the market. If not, my brother, you'll be pushed on the side, because the competition is really on the 100%.
So somehow there was a particular footage of you I saw with your kids. How do you carry your kids along in your business?
I don't know, funny enough, they're so close to me. Okay. So anything I do, you see them, they want to do. Yeah, like my second son now, he's my garlic and ginger boss. Yeah, he's my little chef there. Maybe he sees garlic. Oh, mommy, please give me the garlic and ginger.
He wants to peel.
He will sit down and he will do it. My first son cooks. Now he cooks. Yes, he's 12 years. He cooks.
At 12, he's
yeah, he cooks. once I'm in the kitchen, mommy, what did you put? This one, can I stir? Can I do this? And so I just find myself involving them. My daughter, she's involved in everything I do. As far as I'm cooking, they are there. If they are not in school, they are there. You know.
So at 12 years old, your son is already cooking?
Yes, my first son cooks.
A lot of men didn't grow up with that kind of background, that kind of training where they are taught by their moms to cook. So sometimes, even when they get married, the wife kind of makes shakara with and things like that. So the way you're training your son, it simply means even if he gets married tomorrow,
yes,
the wife cannot just decide, I'm not cooking today, and he's going to starve.
Yeah, it's a good thing you instill such morals in your children, no matter the gender. My mom, I'm the only girl in a family of 4 boys.
Wow.
Yes, so she made it like it's a mandatory, everybody must be doing something in the house. So I grew up in such a background, and it's only right for me to instill such on my kids too. And I teach them to be independent. So.
Okay, so what do you have to say? Any closing word for any encouragement for people that are trying to come into your kind of business?
Well, you just have to, first of all, believe in yourself that you can do it. Because if you have to actually start small. And by the time you get that call, can you cook for 100 persons? Can you do this for 1,000 persons? And your heart just skips. Can I do this? First of all, believe in yourself, encourage yourself. You must be your own #1 fan. Before anybody will be pushing you, you should believe in yourself 24 hours. I can do it. That is my mother. I can do it. No matter how big or challenging that situation is, I keep telling myself, Rovi, you can do this. And I see myself handling it. So another thing, don't wait for somebody to push you. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself you can do whatever you can. Don't wait for big income or big financial capital base to start anything. You can start anything from there. As it's coming, you save, you invest. It comes, you save, you invest. Before you know it, you're growing. Yes.
You're big. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That was Mrs. Ruth Anthony, the CEO of Rovi Foods.